Hello everyone and welcome back. We are Subpar Disc Golf and obviously this is the booth. Today we're doing a review of Northwoods Black in Morton, Illinois.
And today, this course was so challenging, actually we decided to go in doubles. Without further ado, please enjoy the video.
Hole 1 at Northwoods Black. Super fun starting hole. Comes in at about 455 feet. It's got this creek along the whole left side. You don't really have to worry about it, but you do have to worry about the OB stakes that line it.
Yeah, the hole itself is fairly straight, so as long as you can pipe a disc down the center, kind of like what we did here, you should be fine.
Yeah, we got a nice little skip, and then you kind of just do your pitch up, and par's not too bad here.
Yeah, but definitely be careful of the trees. The fairway's tight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now on to hole 2. Hole 2 is a 580-foot par 4. We have this huge hill off the tee pad into a nice landing zone into a dogleg right. And if you want to hit the birdie here, you have to hit the landing zone. And the landing zone is really a lot farther than you would think, especially because of the elevation here.
Yeah, I find it a lot on this course where there's just kind of like really specific landing zones, a lot of tight corners to kind of round off.
That's true. If you can't hit the landing zones like some of us here, definitely have your short game because you're going to be pitching up a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, we find ourselves kind of like pitching around the corners a lot and doing that kind of stuff, but it still can get you a par. Hole 3 is one of my favorite holes on the course. It's a really cool par 4 coming in at 604 feet. I really like the little dips that it has in the fairway, adding it just kind of like some subtle elevation. Got that one back there, and then you've got this one here that leads you down into the green, which gives you a really cool feeling when you're down there putting. It's very fun.
Yeah, so after this first chunk of fairway, the entire left side is a creek. It shouldn't be too relevant, but you should still be careful.
Yeah, the tree line is thinner than you think. It's very easy for someone to accidentally shoot a disc through there and then lose it forever.
Yeah, but
yeah,
a good mid-range shot into the green should be a pretty easy putt.
Oh, yeah.
All right, on to hole 4. Hole 4 is a par 4 637-foot hole that was created by the devil.
Yeah, it looks a little messy right now. There's a bunch of stumps and whatnot, and there's a creek on the whole left side, and that's where your discs like filter to naturally. So we lost a few discs in that creek. We got a couple of them, but it's nasty.
Yeah, but even the fairway itself, there's so many trees in awkward positions. It's really hard to navigate.
And the entire fairway is like on the slant of a hill, so it's very awkward. There's never great footing.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single shot that we shot here that felt good.
Mm-hmm. I do like how at the end the green, you cross a little river and then you get to this nice little like wood chipped area. It's very nice.
I agree.
Hole 5 is very unique because it's not too difficult, but the landing zone is like insane specific. If you don't hit it, you have almost nothing. Here I thought I hit it. I was like, woohoo, good tree in the landing zone. No.
Yeah, and we're not better than the course, so we just decided to pitch up and just take the loss here.
Yeah, so after you do that pitch up, which is where ideally you'd land, you have kind of a flick or like a turnover or something just to get up there. We didn't. We failed. But
yeah, so it's a bogey for us.
yeah, I had a good time.
All right, and now we have our first par 5 of the course. Hole 6 is a 947-foot par 5, and it really is one of the most unique holes on the course, in my opinion, because it's effectively a giant circle.
Yeah, you have your kind of big straight shot off the tee, and then it's kind of just a series of hyzers and wrapping corners as much as you can. I kind of got lucky off this one. I kind of turned and faded. It weaved some trees kind of sneakily, but then it's just a series of hyzers, so enjoy.
Yeah, and the pitch up into the final green from there is pretty easy. You just really have to hit these hyzer shots, which isn't too difficult. The fairway's fairly forgiving.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It is long, though, and we missed the putt. Wow.
Yeah, that was too bad. Nice try, though.
We should have just redone it. Hole 7 is a 325-foot par 3. The sign would make it out to be a dead straight shot, but that's not really what it is. There's a bunch of trees, and you kind of got to go to the left and to the right. Not this. This was bad, but it's not too bad to get a par and kind of just divide the hole in half. But it was bad, don't get me wrong.
Overall, though, the hole isn't really anything special.
It's an interesting change of pace.
All right, and on to my favorite hole of the new course, hole 8. It's a 389-foot par 3 over what can effectively be described as a big hole. It is so freaking cool. The fairway is fairly safe. Just don't hit the trees. It's a nice mid-range pipe down.
It's still pretty far, though. I'm sure, like, pros will be throwing mid-ranges and whatnot. Putters, even. I don't know. It's really cool. It's got a nice little backstop there, too, which I think is really pretty. Fun hole. Hole 9 is a par 4, coming in at 732 feet. Really cool hole. You start with a big uphill shot. You want to get your disc out to the right as much as you can so you can have a better look coming into the basket, but it's really far.
Yeah, the one nice thing about this hole, you really don't have to worry about trees as long as you stay away from the left, which you'd want to do anyway.
Yeah, it's one of the more open fairways. However, there's still a lot of trees. You know, like the most open fairway on this course is probably the most wooded fairway on other courses. It's very, very wooded place to be.
Yeah, but overall, it's a pretty sweet hole.
Yeah, almost a nice putt there.
And here we have our first returning guest from Northwoods Gold. Hole 10 is a 400-foot par 3 that is effectively half an open field and half the most annoyingly placed trees that you will ever see. The ceiling is so low here, it is so difficult to get a shot out, but it feels really good when you can.
Yeah, it's just so difficult to get anything, like, out into the open. It just feels like the ceiling is low, and then there's just no good gap, except for that center one, which is still really difficult. Hole 11 is a 380-foot par 3. It kind of just leans out to the right the whole time without having, like, one spot where it kind of pinches. You see we kind of went with the backhand here that kind of fades left, leaving you a better upshot than kind of getting caught in the right.
The fairway, though, is deceptively small, so you got to be careful of that.
Yeah, and the whole thing's kind of on a hill, so watch the skips.
All right, and on to the infamous Hole 12. What can we say that hasn't been said? Hole 12 is a 1,050-foot par 5, and it is a menace. From the long tees, you take your first shot, and you still have a par 5 ahead of you. It is an insane hole.
There's not much insight to this hole that we can add that, like, Paul Macbeth hasn't already said, you know? And we play it much worse than him. We just watched a video of him just, like, casually shooting it up to the bridge and, like, up to the hill, and he's still only parred, so...
Yeah, what an utter crazy hole. Even from here, you still got a pretty tough par 3 or an easy par 4. It's really insane.
Yeah, we have this upshot, and then I think we hit a long putt for bogey, and we collectively just kind of patted ourselves on the back and shared some high fives, because that was good for us. Hole 13 is a 653-foot par 4 with a fun little surprise at the end. I'll let you guys wait and see. Oh, there it is. It's got this little pond here. It's got some OB stakes around it with a really cool green.
I will say, though, the OB stakes around the pond are a lot more forgiving than it may look.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We did find ourselves scrambling a bit. It took us 2 shots to get right up to the base of that pond, and then we had a pretty fun-looking upshot, kind of hitting that hill and bouncing off. A little bit more than we wanted, but we had a great putt.
Yeah, the fairway is unfinished, but still very pretty. Alright, and now on to Hole 14. Hole 14 is an 893-foot par 5, and oh boy, this is one of the most difficult holes that they have added to this course. The fairways are very tight, they're very long, and after the dogleg left, you almost have like a whole nother par 5 that just has a bunch of trees. There's a lot going on in this hole.
Yeah, and getting out of this gap is very important. We got that nice kick into the center, and this is so ideal. I mean, obviously further is better, but that is so ideal for a first shot.
Yeah, this definitely worked out a lot better than it usually would for somebody of like our skill level.
Yeah, we did hit that tree though, and that was bad.
Yeah, and overall we're taking a bogey here, but like I don't feel too bad. There's just a lot going on.
I feel bad. Anything over par is unacceptable.
And we got a putt in right here for bogey.
Hole 15. It's a classic. I'd call it a classic. Would you call it a classic?
Oh, this is absolutely a classic.
Deemed classic by Zach and Dan. Great hole, 650-foot par 4. It's got this big chasm off to the left, lined with OB the entire way, but trust me, you wouldn't want to be down there anyways.
I'm personally terrified of it, and you can even see from my tee off there that I definitely put a lot of Anheuser on it, just because going down there is a death wish for your disc.
Yeah, the tee off is scary, but the rest of the hole isn't too bad.
Yeah, we had a good upshot here into just a nice par. Alright, and on to hole 16. Hole 16 is a 330-foot par 3, and much like hole 8, it can effectively be described as a big hole. As long as you have the power to crank a disc down there, I don't think it super matters what you throw. Just be careful, though, because if you hyzer out too early like I did here, there's a creek along that entire side there, and there's water there. Discs don't like water. Not good.
Personally, I really love this hole. The feeling I get when I'm on the tee is truly indescribable. It's such an open shot that you can really just rip, and getting the shot right feels so good.
Oh, 100%.
Hole 17 is also from Northwoods Gold. There is out of bounds left, right, creek, far, back, you name it. Everything is out of bounds except for the fairway. It's really tough, so we're just going for the layup here, which in and of itself is very difficult.
Yeah, the trees right off the tee pad make it so hard to place a shot that shot did feel really good to hit. Alright, and for our final hole, we got hole 18. It's a 703-foot par 4, and let me tell you, we've been seeing this fairway for a long time now, and it's so cool to finally get to play it. It basically just makes a giant S back into the parking lot.
It's really hard, though, because this shot that I was like, yeah, that's a good hyzer. No. Forehand, up and over. And then guess what we had to do again?
Forehand, up and over. It's really easy to get trapped.
Yeah, and we did. However, we managed to scrape out a bogey, which in my book is fine. As I've said before, I'm okay being over par on this course.
Oh, 100%. This is the most difficult course that I think we'll ever review.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the beloved booth.
Northwoods Black has demolished any expectations we could set for future courses. Seriously, this is one of the most fun, most challenging courses that I think we'll ever play. Nate Heinold, you did a fantastic job on the course. The fairways were fun and engaging. There were relevant obstacles that still looked really, really good on the course itself. I could not recommend this course higher.
I think everyone should play it. I don't care where you're from. I think you should travel to Peoria, and I think you should play it.
Funny enough, if you want a taste of like real disc golf, I think Northwoods Black is that taste, and oh boy, is it a big taste.
It's real. Legit, even, I'd say. I'd say it's very legit.
I would say anybody under 1,000 rated is going to get killed on this course.
Yeah,
like, and I mean like
killed.
steamrolled.
Yeah, I've heard of 1,000 rated players that have even gotten steamrolled by the course.
Yeah, honestly. It is not a course for the faint-hearted, but if you can make it out here and if you can finish it, first of all, good on you. Second of all, I think you'll enjoy the course.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've pretty much said everything we can about the course. It's hard. If you guys have any courses you want us to review, let us know in the comments.
Absolutely. And on that note, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.